Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are previewing Week 12 in college football. We're talking right now with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. He's going to cover Ohio State, Minnesota, another game that I asked him to take. Joe Duffy, thanks for being back with us.
No, thank you, Peter, for having me.
All right, before we get to this one, again, the total is out on this one, so that's good. You might be able to take that one instead of the tough spread here. Give a quick plug for OffshoreInsiders.com.
No, we love it. It's college basketball is starting in a few days. NBA is here. Of course, you got NFL, college football. We are very good at isolating some offlines. We got more games than ever to choose from. Jump on now with a long-term package. 27 years of full-time experience. Joe Duffy's picks at OffshoreInsiders.com.
All right, Joe. Well, Minnesota's a 12 or 12.5-point home underdog. Total just came out at 59. Ohio State, of course, is off the huge win against Michigan State. So maybe it's a letdown spot here, but Ohio State's now 6-1 against the spread over their last 7 games. So, as good as they are, they haven't been overvalued. In fact, they've been undervalued. Not sure they're their team that you want to be looking to bet against right now. Minnesota's been kind of up and down. They crushed Iowa in their last game, but they played a pretty weak schedule. They hadn't really played anyone good except for TCU, and they got blown out in that one, and they did lose against the spread. So, as far as the spread's concerned, it just makes me too nervous to go against Ohio State unless you're thinking that this might be a serious letdown spot for them, or maybe you want to take a shot with the total at 59. What's your take on this game, Joe?
I pretty much agree with just about everything you said, but the thing here is Ohio State, they should not have a letdown. I agree it is a quote-unquote, even some of the Ohio State media, when I was researching it, was asking if this is going to be a trap game, but they can play themselves back in. They're now number 8 in the playoff standings, and let's face it, there are going to be upsets in front of them. Ohio State is not out of the national championship picture. We've got, the big rivalry games coming up. And if Ohio State wins out and they do it in impressive fashion, they can definitely sneak into the playoffs. They're far from out of it. Last year, Ohio State did very well in statement games. They wound up tailing off at the end, obviously. But, Ohio State, as you said, they are been a covering machine as of late. Not only are they 6-1 their last 7, but they're 4-1 their last 5. More importantly, in the margin of cover, all 5 of those covers were by 13 or more, and 5 of those 7 games that you and I both mentioned were all by 13 or more. So Ohio State, they're not just covering, but they're covering pretty emphatically. And now that they know that they're in the race, they pretty much, if they make some big statements here, it's almost guaranteed some teams in front of them are going to get upset, and Joe Duffy's picks will hopefully have more than our share of the correct upset. So Ohio State has reason to run up the score, which is also reason to not have a letdown. Now, I'm a little bit nervous because Minnesota is pretty pesky at home. Also, not that Ohio State is exactly a team from the Deep South, but remember, Minnesota, they play outdoors now, and it's supposed to be very cold and snowy, so Minnesota might have a little bit of advantage because of the weather. It's supposed to be in the lower 20s. So that makes me a teeny bit nervous and may keep me from making this a premium play. I'm not all that sure, but Ohio State, I do think, is the play here.
Minus 12, kind of a healthy line there. Again, you just said it. Minnesota at home getting 12 points. They're not really world beaters, but they look pretty damn good crushing Iowa last week, didn't they?
Yeah, no, and really they've been, over the last 2 years, they've won some games ugly. They don't really do it pretty. They are a fairly pesky team, but Ohio State, they do outscore teams by 15.1 on the road, and like I said, they have the motivation here. But yeah, Minnesota admittedly is a very dangerous team for sure. So, right. Whether or not it'll be a premium play, we'll see. But Ohio State, I think, is the percentage play.
Okay, you're going to go with Ohio State, currently minus 12. We'll see where this line moves and if any supposed sharp action comes in, according to Brent from BetDSI. Thanks so much.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.